How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to In the Pit with Steve. I'm filling in this week. My name is Steve, and we're checking out a band that kind of falls along the same line of another band that I've listened to on this channel, Slaughter to Prevail, where it's a very popular band that I've just never listened to. Today, we are checking out the band Architects with the song Animals. As far as I know, I've never listened to Architects unless one of their songs popped into a playlist or something. I heard it on a car ride or something to that effect. I've never actually sat down and listened to them. So I am very curious to check them out. I know they pop up a lot in like the, modern metalcore playlists that I see on Spotify and stuff. So I'm going to assume that that's probably their sound. Probably not the most heavy of the heavy, but also probably, certainly not light by any means is kind of what I'm expecting, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if they're a band that mixes clean singing and harsh vocals. Maybe it's just all screams all the time. Who knows? Well, you probably know, because you've probably heard the song before, but I have not. So I am excited to get into it. So I guess without any further ado, let's get in the pit with Architects. Smoke billowing out. This was a very big photography trend a few years ago, which makes sense as I believe the song is several years old at this point. Oh, we got some synths.
I do my best, but everything seems ominous. Not feeling blessed, quite the opposite. This shouldn't feel so monotonous. It never rains, but it pours. We're just a bunch of fucking animals, but we're afraid of the outcome. Don't cry to me because the fiction that we're living in says I should pull the pin.
So first impressions right off the bat is I like their sound. I like it quite a bit. I like the tone of the guitars. I like his voice. His clean voice is quite nice. When he dials up that distortion on his voice, it's got a good tone. I was wondering if we were going to get kind of the Five Finger Death Punch good cop bad cop vocals, but it's not. He still has that kind of like melody and emotion in his voice when he is doing the harsher sound. I like the little synth part. I think it's all mixed together really nice. I dig it. I am into it so far. So let's see where we're going. It's way more like radio friendly than I expected. Like I could hear this on the radio. It's like every Instagram photography trend from 4 to 5 years ago all rolled into one video. I absolutely love it. I like that little synth line in the back. It's almost like a siren of sorts. All right. That's it. All right, let's roll back. Unfortunately, no head-on shots of any of the instruments in this video, but we are still going to take a look at the drums. They are acrylic drums, which you don't see very often. I would also have to imagine that that was only for the video. Most drummers do not play acrylic drums. They do not hold up well over time. Now, I don't know if these are like straight up like Ludwig, like Vistalites or something like that, but you can't see in this shot, but I saw, I'm not going to try scrubbing through because it was very quick shots. He's using Zildjian A custom cymbals. So he's a Zildjian player, a couple crashes, ride hats in China. So pretty standard setup there. He's not using an acrylic snare drum. So I am curious, maybe he does go with the acrylic kit. Also, it's hard to tell, but man, it looks like his floor tom is really far back. Unless it's just the angle of the shot, you would expect it to be more up by his right knee rather than, you know, getting into your thigh and butt area, because it just, you're really kind of pulling, you know, your shoulder doesn't want to go like that, you know, while you're playing. So it could just be the angle of the shot. But even though we are a drum channel here, well, not a drum channel, we're a music reaction channel, but a drum, you know, one run by a drummer. I'm also a big synthesizer guy, but I don't think we're going to be able to pick out. Yeah, I cannot pick out what he has on there. So probably your pitch and mod wheel there. This is obviously a much newer, I'm sure they're probably newer, but this looks a little bit more analog, perhaps. Yeah, I can't pull it out. I'm sure there's somebody that's going to recognize it immediately, but off the top of my head, I cannot recognize exactly what that setup is. But yeah, I dig it. I really enjoyed everything I heard. So we are going to be back in just a moment with some final thoughts. All right, so yeah, first time hearing Architects, and I like it. It's way more mainstream sounding than I expected. I honestly thought it was gonna be way heavier. Maybe that's just this song. Maybe they have other material that's heavier, but I always feel like I hear them in kind of lumped into groups with heavier bands. So I was kind of surprised to hear it. But aside from, you know, the profanity in the song, I could hear this on the radio. I would not be surprised to hear this on the radio. And I'm sure I'm probably like the serious channels, like what is it, Liquid and Octane or whatever. Like I'm sure this was probably a big hit on that. So I was kind of taken aback by that, but I dig it. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like, you know, these are bands that are well known that you hear about all the time, but I just never took the time to sit down and listen to. And now after I finally do and pay attention to what they've got going on, it's like, man, I was kind of missing out. So I think we'll probably definitely be listening to more Architects in the future. But if you're a big Architects fan, you know, let me know in the comments below if you've got another song that you think I should check out. Like, where do I go from here? Should I just pick something at random? I did check their Spotify. It looks like their most popular song is a song called Seeing Red. I have to imagine that that's not a Chevelle cover and probably their own song that just happens to have the same title. But if it is a Chevelle cover and it got that many listens, because I think it was in the tens of millions, hey, good on them. I like Chevelle quite a bit. But I have to imagine it's probably just a situation where it's a Taylor Swift situation where she happens to have a song called Cruel Summer, but it is not a cover of Cruel Summer. So yeah, let me know where I should go from here, my Architects journey, because I do want to listen to more of what they have to offer. But that being said, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for hanging out and getting in the pit, and we'll see you again real soon.